Good morning, everybody. How are you? I just got out of bed. Well, I had a shower, but I'm really tired today. Couldn't sleep last night. Okay, so today, how did everyone go with their upcycle packaging art journal page yesterday? Really good, I hope. Now, today we are going to make a little caddy, a little box, which is just like this type of thing. Really easy. We're going to use the rest of our famous taco box for this. So you can use any packaging from your food or your, like, if you've got some empty boxes that you used after dinner and stuff, anything will be fine. You could even do a jar. I don't have any today, so I'll do one of those in upcoming workshops. So this is what we're doing. Now we're just going to use a sheet from the art journal book that we're using for the art journal. So I'm just going to go to, this is an A4 size. So depending on the size of your half container that you're using will depend on what size paper you need. So I'm just going straight to the middle where the staples meet, and we're going to pull that whole page out just like that. Then trying to get myself organized here. We'll open, I'll just move that down a little bit. Okay, so we've opened this. Oh God, I need a better little thing. So now that makes it A3 size. So for this taco box, that'll be perfect. What we're going to do is put it directly in the middle of it. We're going to get our glue, which again, I'm using my Mod Podge. I'll be using this for pretty much everything, but again, you can use glue stick, or if you've got some PVA, just water it down a little bit and store it in a jar, like an empty coffee jar or a pasta jar or something, pasta sauce jar. So I'm just gonna paint the base with my Mod Podge. If you do want to get some Mod Podge so that you're playing along with the exact same materials I'm using, I usually get mine from Book Barn in Rosebud. They have great, if you're on the peninsula, they've got great supplies, art and craft supplies there. They've got the good quality brands and they've got the cheaper brand options. So that's a really good spot to get some supplies, and you're supporting a local family business that way too. Otherwise you can go to Officeworks or Spotlight, or like I said, glue sticks and watered down PVA work just fine as well. So hi Natalie and Ruby. Okay, so we're going to stick that right in the middle of our page. So that's stuck down now, and then this is a really basic design. It's not going to be super finished fancily. It's literally just, so while you're working from home, you've got a nice practical little holder for your pencils or textures or craft supplies. On the weekend, I'm going to do a little video just with some suggestions of things to put in a box for some of our upcoming little tutorials. I don't know about you, but the Play School useful box was my favourite thing as a kid, when they used to pull out the useful box and just go through and see what they had. So we'll put together a little bit of a useful box. So you can start, if you've got a little container or a box at home or a basket, that you can start just collecting some old packaging. Make sure it doesn't have any yucky bits of food or anything on it. Nice and clean. You don't want it to be smelly and gross. Or if you've got some wool or some feathers, if you find feathers in the backyard, make sure you give them a good clean with soapy water. Even some nice sticks and some leaves you could start putting in there. We'll be using all of those things. And also, if you're wanting more projects to do, if you've got a Pinterest account, I'll share my Pinterest account in the comments when I finish this video. I've got quite a few boards that are DIY craft for kids or adults, upcycled jewelry ideas, all sorts of things on there. So it's Rondell Designs, but I'll put a link on so you can have a look and get some other ideas if you want to do more than our daily thing. Okay, so I've literally just cut to the corner on each side. So that's your piece of paper stuck on the bottom. Now the thicker paper you use, the better finish you'll get with this, but I'm just using my really thin exercise book paper. Now, rather than putting the glue on the paper, we want to put it on the box because that will give you less bumps and bubbles. And if you are using the Mod Podge or PVA, make sure you really smooth it out nicely and evenly, not too many really bulky glue bits because that will bubble up a lot. And if you're using the glue stick, you'll be fine. It'll probably have a bit easier, smoother finish with the glue stick. And then you just fold it over, give it a smooth out, and then we'll want to fold it over the edge to give it a nice finish. So you're literally just going to just give it a little bit of glue there. Now if you've cut your paper and it's not big enough for your box, it's okay, just get another piece of paper or just make it work. We can always add bits on to go over the edge after we finish the main part. Okay, so we'll do that all around. So just, now this is hard for me because I always put too much glue on, so I have to be really careful to do it nice and smoothly. And then we'll fold that up. So we're gonna have a little bit of a line there, but that's okay because we're gonna come back to that after we've finished the main part. So we're just going to fold that over, bit of glue. That's those two done now. Third side. Who knew a taco box would have been so handy? And the one that I did earlier, to give you a little example, that's mini quiches. That's what I had for dinner last night with salad. Raided the freezer for the mini quiches to find a box. Okay. So nice and smooth. This one hasn't got any real bumps. Hello everybody, Andrea, Luke. See this one, I rushed this one. I put the glue on the paper part instead of the box part. So it's quite bumpy. Not finished very nicely. Once it's dry it'll be fine, but this is feeling much better. So then you're just gonna put some glue along the inside there. So for those of you who have just jumped on, we're using our wonderful taco box, the rest of it that we didn't use in yesterday's workshop, to make just a little pencil caddy for the desk, or paintbrushes or paints or crafts. It's just a really easy, quick little one. Not super fancy, but practical to have on your desk to keep everything nicely organised. And then last side. Okay. Good morning, Renee. And little people with Renee. Okay, so that's the last one. Okay, so that's the basic. So that's just nicely covered the taco box. Now, these corners I'm not loving, so I'm just going to use the extra bit of paper that I cut off just to finish the corners. You could also use washi tape, some cute colourful washi tape, which is just paper tape if you don't know what washi tape is. But this paper is fine. So we'll cut 4 strips for the 4 corners. Okay, let's just make that. That's really, really rough. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is more of a practical one. Okay, now you don't want to do this directly on your table because you'll get glue everywhere. Just get a scrap piece of paper that you can lean on and paint. Vienne, Miss 6. I hope I said that right. Okay, so just put that on the corner like that. Fold it over. So that way you've got a nicely finished corner. Did I say that right? Is it Vienne? Hi. Okay, next corner. Just rub it down. Okay. So also I was saying earlier, this weekend's a good time to put together a little craft box or a tub just with some useful crafty things like the useful box from Play School. Yeah. God, I love that show. And then you can dip into them when you need a little creative break through the day too. Okay. All right, last one. We're nearly there. So once we've done the base, we want to get some decorative. Good morning, Tennille. Hi. So this is just a really simple little one today. We're just using the rest of that packaging from our taco box to make a little holder. Some of you might not need to do this one, but it's fun for little people. Now, okay, so that's the base done. It's just very flimsy. It's not going to last forever, but it's going to last for the next couple of months at least. So now we're going to decorate it. On this first one that I did before, I've just gotten some pattern paper. This is actually one of my toilet roll wrappers. I get the Who Gives a Crap subscription. Thank God. I've got toilet paper if anyone needs some. So these come in really cute little patterns. So I'm just cutting out a few of those. But what I want you to do is go around your house, have a look. If kids, clean your bedrooms up a little bit. See what you can find. If you've got some old packaging or old papers, or even from last year's schoolwork where you've done some drawings or patterns, you could cut them into little shapes. You could also use some fabric. And then we're just going to make some little shapes. So you can do whatever you want. So this is what I did on the first one. I just got my little pattern paper and cut them into circles. And then just glue them on like that. So that's what I've done. You can yeah, you can use whatever you want. Or if you can't find any packaging or pretty papers to glue on, once this is dried, it'll take probably half an hour to properly dry. You can just get a texture if you want and go along and do some patterns. So you could just do some little circles or something just like that, or write your name. So maybe Ruby's pencil tub or Ruby's craft box, something like that. Or you can do some nicer patterns. So you could glue some papers on and then make them a bit more fun by going around them with textures. So you could do something like that all over it. Some little squiggles. I love flowers and hearts. It's all I seem to do. But you could do whatever your favourite pictures are to do. Who Gives a Crap wrapping is awesome, Renee. So good. Good for decoupage too. So we'll probably use it again in another workshop with jars. Jars or some baked beans tins. So make sure you're keeping those too. If you've got some glass jars that you've used for pasta sauce or the beautiful Judd's asparagus that is definitely on the shelves at the supermarket, poor little guys, it's the only thing people don't love. Or the tinned beetroot, definitely. We'll be using some of those upcoming next week. Oh, the poor asparagus. Okay, so you can make it really funky. I'll just do another one of my lovely toilet paper wrapping on the side. We just got a delivery of a Who Gives a Crap toilet rolls this morning. The delivery driver said it's the last toilet paper on the planet. Hope no one in the neighbourhood was watching. No, really, we've got a fair bit. So if anyone does that's around my area, happy to deliver you a few rolls. But we can always use face washes and things. No one's going to run out. No one's not going to be able to wipe themselves. That's another thing. You can't get too caught up in the panic thing, can you? Can't be scared that we're going to run out of things. We've got plenty of things. Okay. So on this side, I'm just going to make this. I just love like doing little drawings and doodling. Tomorrow's art journal we're going to do, see a little flower, so you can do that all around, and it actually looks really cute. So we'll put some little, so you can, because this size is fairly big, you could keep a lot of your craft supplies in there in your little creating area. If hopefully you've got the space to set up a little creative corner in your house. If you haven't, you can just use the dining table like me. Just what is probably a good idea, maybe get a box or something so that you can pack your crafty stuff away so that you can eat dinner at the dinner table, because that's really nice to do. So that fits my glue, fits my scissors. You could also have one for your paper scraps that you've found, so you could fold them up nicely. And keep them in there for our next upcoming project. Some feathers, like I said, if you're finding feathers in the yard, make sure you give them a really good wash, because we don't want germs. Some nice little twigs or some leaves. We're going to do some artwork on some leaves. And 9 a.m. every day. Yeah, I'm going to try and do 9 a.m. every day, Renee. So we'll make it, let's set it up at 9 o'clock every day. So if I'm not here right on the dot, I'll be like 5 past at the latest. We're just kind of winging it as we go. So that's today's little crafty project. Just a little craft caddy pencil holder. So I hope you all have a good day. Like I said, I will put a link in the comments of this video to my Pinterest board, my Pinterest account. Are you mad? I can get up at 9 o'clock. People will annoy me and wake me up. I might change it for weekends. We'll see how we go. But so far, I'm in the start of a new project. Yeah, let's do it. Next week, I might be like, maybe not. But for now, it's 9 o'clock every day. And what was I saying? I can't remember. That's it. If you haven't already got your art journal, like I said earlier, if you're on the peninsula and you want a proper visual diary, the Book Barn in Rosebud, they're amazing. Matt and his team, they're just lovely people. They've got heaps of supplies, but you don't have to use a visual diary. Like I said, I've just used my daughter's old leftover exercise book from last year in school. Pinterest is great. So I've got some really good boards on there, which I was using for inspiration for some of my in-person workshops, which at this stage I'm just leaving it open. I'm doing some school holiday workshops at my studios, Rita and Frank Creative Studios. It's really hard to tell. We can definitely do the 1.5 meter social distancing, and we've got all the hand sanitizers and everything there. But I'm just gonna, for now, we'll still say they're happening, but we'll reassess on the weekend as things change. And like I've said in a post on that Facebook page, if we need to cancel and people have booked in, I'll be refunding right up to the last second. So I'll put the Pinterest link, have a look at some other projects that you might like to do, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Bye.